Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 49 of Crystal Knits. My name's Tara, and you can follow me on Instagram at Ravelry at Crystal Knits. If you love cozy mysteries, follow me and my friend Manda of eBay Delights at the Crafty Cozy Mystery Chat. I will put in the down bar timestamps, so when I start talking about cozy mysteries, if that's what you're here for, you could forward to that point. Also, if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for coming checking us out. If you're an old viewer, thank you so much for coming back. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you know when new content comes out on this channel. I have done something pretty remarkable for me. I have to say that. It's a little crazy. I knit a sweater, I'm going to say it was 11 or 12 days. Unfortunately, Halloween and parent-teacher conference got in the way of me finishing this in a week. But I can't believe I finished this. This is the Felix Pullover by, who is it? By Amy Christoffers. I used Big Twist in the dark green colorway. It's an acrylic yarn. The reason why I used this yarn is the Crazy Sock lady was talking about this yarn, and she's making a season's cardigan with it, and she kept saying that she was gonna it was a great project for on the go, so she could wear this and you don't have to worry about ruining it, which is one of the reasons why I don't wear a lot of my hand knits. I'm always afraid of the kids ruining my clothes, and you spend $200 and hours knitting a sweater, and you don't want it to get ruined. So when she said this was really cheap yarn, but it feels like regular wool and everything, I was like, okay, let me try this out. So when I went to Joann's, I saw 3 different colors. So I got the dark purple, dark green, and I got the navy. The season's cardigan is in my navy. Unfortunately, I have not worked on that. I got to pick that up again. But I was going to make another cardigan in this, and I know the plum I'm going to make into a cardigan. I'm going to design something because I liked the collar of the season cardigan, the way it just goes down, you knit it while you go. But the actual stitch of the season cardigan was a little complicated, so I'm like, I'm not going to knit that again. I know I'm not going to. So the dark plum is going to be for something I'm going to design, but it's going to have that collar, which I loved. And I was like, I don't want to knit another cardigan in this yarn. So when I saw the Felix Pullover, I was like, let me just cast it on. This thing flew off the needles. I mean, yes, it helped. It was a size US 10, what is it? 6 millimeter, that was for the body, and US 8, 5 millimeter for the top. I mean, for the collars. But I just could not put it down. I love that the increases were yarn overs, because you know me and my lace, I've got a knit, so that came out beautifully. I love that it's tweed, so it looks like there's something going on, so it's not just plain stockinette. That's usually why I don't really knit too many stockinette sweaters, because I just feel like it's blah. It's like something you could buy at the store. So I like the tweed, gave it a little bit more interest. It fits so nicely. I wonder if I could do this without knocking everything. Let's see. No, I can't. I can't. But, oh, you can see it sort of. My only problem is with this yarn, I think it's the yarn, not the actual pattern. But this was a cropped sweater. So I added another, I think it was 2 inches. I put the ribbing in. And I put it on, and I felt like as I'm moving, it goes up. So I took it apart again and added another 2 inches. So I think the whole body from the arm down is 14 inches. It doesn't look overly long or anything, but as you're moving, it doesn't stay put. It goes up a little bit. So I'm glad I added the extra inches. Now with the sleeves, again, my saga with the sleeves, it's always a saga. They fit. Now, see, when I go like that, it's fine. But as I move, it rides up a lot. I'm thinking about adding another 10 rounds so that it will go up. Well, it might go up to here when I'm standing normal, but then it won't go up as much. But then part of me is like, I like it that because I usually go like this anyways. So I'm going back and forth because I just feel like it's a heavy sweater, and it should have long sleeves. Because, I mean, it does have long sleeves. It's just right now, because I'm sitting, it doesn't look long. But if I'm standing, it's long. It's really weird, the yarn. I don't know. I do like knitting with it. Like I said, it's beautiful. It's a wonderful on-the-go outfit to wear. But just that it keeps riding up. It's like, I guess it has like, it's completely acrylic, but I guess the acrylic makes it like elasticy maybe? I don't know. But it fits wonderfully. It's so comfortable. I mean, I think I want to knit another one, maybe a ranunculus in this type of yarn, just so I can wear it during the day. Because I said $200 to wear a sweater and then you're running around picking up kids and everything, it's going to get ruined. So I liked that this was a fast knit. It's cheap yarn. I mean, I think it cost me $14 for the whole sweater, which is insane. You can't even buy a sweater for $14 nowadays. So it's wonderful. I definitely see me knitting a lot more of this. I do want to knit it in wool one day because, again, I just love this. And maybe just a solid color just so this sticks out a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this is a dark color sweater too. I have to do it in a dark color or something. I don't know. But I definitely recommend this. So again, Felix Pullover. Go make yourself one. So fast. It's insane. And speaking of my sleeve drama, last week I showed you my Stillness Pullover by Alicia Plummer. It was done. I put it on. I blocked it. I have been on a blocking frenzy. Let me tell you. I had 3 or 4 shawls sitting on my buffet that I have not blocked. I had this on the buffet I have not blocked. That's this cabinet I have in my dining room that we don't really use. So I had all this stuff just sitting there waiting to get blocked. And this week I have blocked everything except for one shawl, which I'm doing today. But after I blocked it, usually like with my, like a cloud sweater, I blocked it. The sleeves went up to here on me. And I'm like, well, that stinks. I had to rip it back and re-knit it so the cuff was right here. Because that's really insane how long it was. So that's why I try to make my sleeves a little bit shorter when they block to a normal thing, like up to here. This did not block out at all. This is supposed to be merino wool. It is in the Malabrigo Rios, which I love the feel of this. I think it's 100% merino wool. It's very elasticy, like crazy elasticy. And it was so tight. And I have big arms. Look how beautiful this is. This does not look horrible. It was like tight. And I didn't decrease until I got to this point on the sweater. So there is no reason why it should have been that tight there. And I picked up, like they said, 62 stitches. I don't know why it was like that. It was odd. And it didn't grow in length either. So I was like, this is insane. I took out the sleeve. I think I picked up 80 stitches this time. I'm almost done. I'm actually at the ribbing right now. I think I have to a couple more rows and I got the rounds and I got the ribbing. So I've got one sleeve done. Then I got to do the other one. The thing I hated though was this was a bottom up sweater. So you had to pick up stitches. I love when it's top down and you don't have to pick up anything. That's my jam. So this, luckily, it picked up really well. It's not that, like, oh my God, you see where you pick it up. This came out, it has a really nice line over here. So it's beautiful. I can't wait to wear this. Again, it's a little elasticy. I'll wear it, but I feel like I should lose maybe 10 pounds, just like an inch or two, just so it doesn't feel as elasticy and tight on me. But, oh my God, look at that. It's gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. I love it. I can't wait to wear this. So now I just got to finish the ribbing and re-knit the sweater. But you can see the difference. I mean, yes, this is, again, has to get blocked out because it was already knit. And you can see how, like, the stitches are not, like, even because it was already knit, the yarn. But let me see if I can show you guys. It's, like that much difference. It's insane. So now it's nice and loose. Up here, this goes on my arm a little bit. And considering it's ribbing, I thought it wouldn't be as tight. I mean, it looks tight, but it's not tight. So it's a little, again, if I lost some weight, I think it'll look great. I do need to lose weight. If it kills me, I'm losing weight. I'm hoping to get a treadmill soon. But yeah, so I'm glad I did this. The extra work, it's not that bad. It only takes me like a day or two to knit a sleeve. If it's just plain stockinette, I'm a very fast knitter. It's when it has something more intricate. And then I keep trying things on and off because I just don't want to have another, like a cloud problem. But I seem to be still having sleeve drama. I don't know. We will see what happens. So that one is from an FO to a whip again. I give up. Then I finished my Hudson Valley baby blanket. I am knitting this on, let me see, sorry, my show notes are right here. How do you get down? Okay. I am knitting this on a US 9 5.5 millimeter in, again, the big twist, the heather base in gray. This is for a cousin of ours that's having a baby. And I used 3 skeins of this. So I ended up designing this pattern. I'm hoping to release it in January. It is such a great pattern to knit. I loved it at night when I didn't have to think. I just wanted to knit on something easy. I would pick this up. Honestly, if I wasn't trying to finish a sweater, I probably would have had this done sooner. I'm in a sweater obsession mode, but it's just a beautiful textured blanket. I love it. I can't wait to give it back to them. And then I am making one for myself now out of the original yarn, because when I was knitting this yarn at night, sorry, my stitches just came off. It was coming up kind of pinkish purplish. And see right there, it looks very neutral. That's what they wanted. They don't want to know if it's a boy or girl. So they wanted all neutral colors. So I thought this was great. It's grays and tans. So it's not so blah that everything's gray they have in their house, which I think is so boring. So I bought this thinking it was wonderful. As I'm knitting it in person and in certain lights, the gray was coming out purple and the tan was coming out pinkish tinted. I'm like, well, if they have a girl, this is great. If they have a boy, this kid is not going to want this forever. And I do make these blankets long because I want the kids to grow into them. So it's not just, I hate making baby stuff because I feel like they're going to grow out of it within a year. You did all that work and they don't get to enjoy it. So I make them big enough that they're like, Nikki, I think, still would fit in this, and he's 10 years old. Justin, definitely, and he's 5. So this is a good length for a kid's blanket / baby blanket. So I was like, they're not going to want this. So I was like, I'll make my blanket out of that. And I am loving it. I think this is where I was last time. I changed my little stitch marker. Now I got a nice little sloth from Simply Serving. And it is out of Canon Cinnamon Twist Cakes in the sugar colorway. So it is so pretty. This is almost 1 skein. I have, where is this? Like this much left of the skein. I did cut a little bit off of one color because when I originally knit it, because it was much shorter, much narrower, the colorways were coming out like this, that they were, so it wasn't showing the pearl bump as much. See, in the bottom, it's not showing as much. Up top, it started moving where the colors changed. So now the pearl bump shows. But I just tried to fudge it a little bit. You know, I wanted it to be that you could see it. Because in the original one, it was so pretty that every pearl bump was the same color. So I loved that. So I tried to fix it. Hopefully it'll work out for the rest of the thing. It doesn't look that bad. It's so pretty. I'm very excited to be able to use this because it is freezing here in New York. It is absolute. I don't know what is going on with me. It's not even that cold out, but I'm feeling the cold. It like goes right down to your bones. It's so cold. I don't know why I'm feeling it all of a sudden this year. Usually I don't. And we've had hot, maybe because we've been having hot days. So it gets really hot and all of a sudden it's really cold. And you're like, well, I was wearing shorts yesterday and now I'm wearing this heavy sweater. It's weird. So I just want blankets. I just want to cuddle under stuff. I like heavy sweaters and everything. That's what I'm going to be doing lately. I just want to feel warm. In fact, I want to buy a new jacket, which is going to be funny. Everything I've been making for winter that is teal all these years, because I've had the teal blanket jacket for about like 3 years, I would say. Now all of a sudden I'm going to get a different color jacket because I need something longer because I'm freezing. So now I'm going to have something maybe like gray, and I'll be able to wear all my mauve stuff, but it's funny, I have all this teal stuff that won't go with it. Oh well, but that's how it goes. So my next FO, I got a lot of FOs. This one I'm really excited about. I finally have a name for it. It is the Triffle Advent Shawl. I will be releasing this on the 28th of November, right before Advent season. I'm using Dandelion and Dogwood yarn. I love her yarn. It's so beautiful. I can never remember her name since they changed the company name. I don't know why. But this was her Roses Advent. Look how beautiful that is. And the reason why I named it the Trifle was because it's got layers and it repeats. So kind of like a trifle when you make it, because it has all those beautiful, the cookies, then you got the pudding, then you got the jams, then you got the fruit, you know, it just keeps repeating when you make one. So I thought that was perfect for this. It's a very easy knit. I loved knitting this. It was just so much fun. And I'm so excited now I get to wear this. But yeah. And I love V-shaped shawls. Those are my favorite. I feel like I need to design other shaped shawls because I keep going with this. But this is what I like wearing. So that's why I keep doing it. And I got 2 more FOs. So unfortunately, I do not have the second one of this, but I did finish them. Is the Plateau Socks. The pattern is released. It is made out of All-in Yarns, the Vagabond color base. And the colorway is, which I love this, the Land That Time Forgot. It's this nice deep brown. I actually have some yarn left over. I really want to pair it with a green. I don't know if I want to make another sock or what, because I just think this will look so good. Oh yeah, look. Looks great with green, right? It's beautiful. So this is out now, this pattern. And the other sock I sent to All-in Yarns because they had some trunk shows and she wanted a sample of it. So that's why there was only one. But this is the one I just finished. So I did have a set. So this is an FO. And my last FO. This one, I am so excited. I finally finished. It is my Miss May shawl from Curious Handmaids. It is finally done. So if you're a new viewer, you will find out the saga of this shawl. The actual pattern is wonderful. It's so dreamy for a lace worker. It's the perfect thing. It was an MCAL that she did about 2 years ago. My problem was color choices. I was OCD on it. So originally I had with this, where the brown is, it was like a celery type of green. And when I made the yellow and then went to the green, I thought it was too much green. So then I changed it to the brown. So what I did was I kind of like cut back the brown and then I Kitchener stitched the brown into the yellow. First time I did it, it was too tight, but it looked fine. But my OCD came in. I took it apart again. Then I did it too loose. So then I was like, maybe I should do the green again. So I ended up taking it out. I think I was up to this part. I got issues. I took the whole thing out. And then I went and redid it in the green. I think I got to this far. And I'm like, no, I don't like the green again. I went to the brown again. Then I started knitting again. And I kept in my head, what happened was I love this brown with these two colors. So I kept going back and forth. And I was finally like, this is ridiculous. You could have had 3 or 4 shawls done before you finish this. This is out of control. Just suck it up, finish it. It looks beautiful together. Stop overanalyzing it. I am glad I finished it because it is finally done. I just got this off the blocking mats today. It's gorgeous. I cannot wait to wear this. Unfortunately, this will go great with my jean jacket. And right now I have a mauve jacket, so I don't know how good that's going to go. I don't know. I got issues with jackets. But I am so happy. It's beautiful. And the colorways are Mandy's Makings in Old Wood Beams, right? Yeah, Wood Beams. And then Sweet Sparrow Yarns, Rasheen Bells, Alma, but she didn't put the speckles in for me because I was originally going to use this in my Bronte shawl. So I wanted, because I had another shawl that had speckles in it. So I said, I just want plain green, which is my favorite color green. I just love knitting. This goes so well with pinks and purples. I highly recommend this. Go get this color if you want to match with those two. And then this peach is Peach Fizz, which is another one of my favorites of hers I keep buying. And look at that lace. Helen Stewart is a genius. That's all I gotta say. Just that she has all these things. I love it. This was just sad that it took so long because of my color OCD. That always happens. It's bad. But I am so glad I finished this. My next whip I think I'm going to work on is the Stephen West shawl. Same year, did not finish. I just have the border. I'm just sad that I don't finish these things. I don't know why I am not finishing these. But with this finished, I have gotten down to 34 whips. And I also frogged one thing. So that, because I was like, I'm just not going to make this cow. And now I'm down to only 21 bags of yarn for future projects. I've gotten down. I'm making a dent, people. I am making a dent in this. My goal for next year is to get down to only, I want to say 15, but I'm going to go with 20. I don't know. But everything I have cast on this year, except for 2 sweaters and the 2 things I'm working on right now, I have finished. So I am very proud of myself that I am finishing whips. Now, the other thing I already showed you one thing I'm working on. And then this is my last whip that I'm working on. I had to stop because I keep the big needle. I don't know. I guess it's having a hard time going through the yarn and pushing it, and I'm cutting my finger really bad. But this is just a plain ordinary blanket I'm making. I'm basically just slipping the first stitch, knit to the end of the row, slip the first stitch, purl to the end of the row. That's all I'm doing with this. It is by Lion Brand's Color Story. I'm using 2 skeins. It's a gigantic, gigantic blanket. This is going to be perfect for when I'm freezing. And my kids are already fighting with me. And because of that, I already bought more skeins to make blankets for them. So I have 2 more blankets to knit. I'm over knitting this yarn. I really am. It's killing my hands. But I want to make the kids happy. I know they're going to love it. It's going to be big enough to put on their beds. I am very excited about that. And I am using a US 13 because of, in the pattern it said US 9, but it was coming out very stiff. And again, it hurts to push it through. So I went up 1 more needle. I'm not used to using such thick needles. I am not happy about having to use thick needles. But it is knitting up pretty fast. Again, if I didn't have to cut, this would have probably been done. I only have this much left. The cake was like that big. So it's not that much. As soon as my finger heals, I will be done with this, I feel. But that is what I'm working on. I'm really just trying to go on like a pattern, finish it, except for the sweaters, of course. That takes forever. But I'm really just trying to focus and get through things. And I'm hoping for till the end of the year, I am not going to cast on anything. Unless it's like a hat or something, because hats are fast. I do have a hat pattern I want to release. It's the rose garden hat. I've had it done. The reason I haven't released it was because I have a small head. And I have to take it apart. I forgot that I have to cast on child size ribbing and then knit the adult size for the rest of the hat. So because I knit the adult size for the whole hat, my head, it's like falling off of me because my head's so small. Why is that small? Why can't the rest of me be small? I don't know. But I always have to put on the kid size ribbing when I do a hat, and I did not. And I love this hat. So that you might see that in the next podcast, an FO of that one. I think I might show it in quite a few episodes before, but I'm going to have to recast that one. So that's definitely a project I'm going to put back on the needles. But hopefully, as I said, I'm doing a dent. So this is good. It's not going to be done in time for Christmas, so my husband's mad at me. Because he's just like, what are we going to do with all this? But I don't know. But also my friend Kristen of Woolen Vine is doing a cow. So she's calling it the Woolen Vine Epic Make-Along. And I am going to try to participate in this because her idea is to get like long-term whips off the needles. And she's really into quilting right now. I do not quilt because I am horrible at cutting and measuring things. That's why I like knitting and crochet so much. But I do have 3 needle points that have been on the, I don't know if we say needle. I don't know what you would call needle points on anything. But I have 3 of them. One's a tissue box, which I keep losing either the instructions or the yarn for, which I would love to finish this Halloween tissue box, get it out of my cabinet, and just be able to use it. I think that's about, I'm going to say 7 years it's been on the canvas, maybe you'd call it. I don't know. And then I have this pretty Japanese kimono I was needle pointing. And then I had another one that was from Pumpkin Stitchery that they come out with these really cool things. I keep buying them, but I never make them because I'm just, my eyes with the needlepoint. And also the kids jumping around, I'm afraid of getting ruined. But now I have free time because Justin's in school. So I think I could do needlepoint. And I've got reading glasses. So I should be able to start doing it more. So that one is like, they come out with these things that they, every month they come out with a new piece. And it makes like a big, by the end of the year, you got a whole needlepoint doing. So this one's like a zoo one, which my kids love animals. So I was doing this, I think Nikki was like 2 when I started, maybe 3. I got 3 animals in it. I stopped. So this is going to be my excuse to finish those 3 or at least make a dent. Because I have other needle points from Pumpkin Stitchery that I love. I have like a pie one. I think I have a Zodiac one. I don't know. I keep buying them. Never do them. I got to start going back into needlepoint. And then I have I have 4 crocheted blankets that I just want to get done and have them. First, the yarn just takes up so much room. It's insane. So I want to get them finished, especially this one. It was from Annie's. It was a make-along. Every month they would send you a new clue that had 3 different blocks in it. Well, it's not really blocks. It was like stripes. And it was different crochet techniques. If that was knitting, it would have been done. Because it was crochet, and I get frustrated about my gauge because it changes with each stitch, where with knitting, I'm pretty much on point with everything. It just sits there. It's in this, it's like a bag like that big. It's just sitting on my coffee table. So if I could get rid of those this year, that'd be fabulous. I'll put in the down bar her hashtag for, I think it's called Volanvine Epic Make Along. Yeah, MAL, I think she puts at the end of it. So I'll put it down there so you guys know what it is. So use it on Instagram. Also watch her podcast. But I'm going to try to join in and so this gets rid of these 4 blankets and then 3 needle points because it's getting obscene now. And again, it's only crochet. I don't know why. I think because I can't crochet without looking at the project and my hand gets tired with the hook that I stop doing. No, not the hook. It's I think I hold it really tight on this finger and it hurts after a while. So I think it's between the 2 things of not being able to look at TV and keep my finger out and it starts hurting that I stopped doing crochet. I don't know. Because I even have a little bag I was making. You think it would be done in 2 seconds. I don't know. But I do love crochet. It's just, I get into it and then I just stop. So hopefully this will get me to get these off the hooks and just be done. And I have like 4 more blankets. That would be fabulous. So that is my goal. Now the next thing I want to show you is some yarn acquisitions I got. All right, first one is my Yarnables. I get this every month as a birthday / Christmas present for my mom. This month's is Sinful Delight. It's like cinnamon. And then this color, oh my God. This is the 50 gram. This is the full skein. Cranberry Blush. Oh my God. I wish I could get a sweater quantity in this color. This is everything. This is exactly what I want right now. I love this so much. I don't know if I'm going to make this into a sock or a shawl. When I get these kits, I keep wanting to make shawls out of them. It's crazy. Looks so pretty together. But sweater. I would love sweater quantities in this. Maybe some miracle I'll be able to afford it. I don't know. But oh my God. It's so pretty. It's not doing justice in the camera. It's just not. It's this beautiful, deep raspberry purple plummy color. Oh, so pretty. It's looking much more red over there. It's much more purple in person. It's gorgeous. Then my friend Samantha gifted me these. They are from URU Yarn Sugared Sport from Knit Crate. She doesn't like sparkly yarn, which you know me, I love the sparkle. So she gave me this. So it's purple. And then she also gifted me this one. She also got from Knit Crate. Undine's Wool Twinkle DK. It's from Christy Glass Knits. And it is merino wool and cashmere and stellina. So I got 2 of those. I love lavender. Then I did Yarn Wish Granted. And Kim Jackson, and she's on Instagram at HYGGECANYON, Huggy Cannon. She gifted me this from Woolberry. It is the berry sock kit. It is so, it's like blowing out a little. See the little, it's more, there's more like pinky brownish over here. There we go. That's better. So it's so pretty. I never get anything from Woolberry in my feed on Instagram. It's really annoying. I don't know. I keep getting all these stupid ads. I don't want the ads. I want to see yarn. And with that whole kerfuffle that happened at Woolen Folk, I followed all those yarn people. It lasted for about a week that I was getting yarn info. Now I'm still getting these depressing ads. That's why I got off of Facebook. I did not want to see anything depressing. And I liked Instagram because it was just pictures and it was yarn. And now we're getting back to the depressing stuff. And I keep getting ads or buy this, but I don't have money to keep buying. Like, leave me alone. So I never see anything from them. But it's so pretty yarn. It's kind of like Sweet Sparrow Knits, which I love. It's all pastel-y. And even the red has like a pastel tint to it. Or orange, reddish orange, I guess it would be. I love it. So thank you so much. Love it. I cannot wait to knit anything. And, oh, and I forgot the extras for the knit crate. I'm telling you, I'm losing it. My son was sick for a week, and I'm still getting over it because he's never, I think he's only been sick once in his life, and he's really sick from getting the flu shot. Believe it or not, I thought it was preventing it. I don't know. So I'm still like, ugh. So it got this candle. It smells really good. It's called Cinnamon Swirl. It's a signature collection. Doesn't say who it's from, though, which is odd. I don't know. Oh, maybe, oh, here's the little card. Maybe the card will tell me. Her cards usually tells you everything. Yeah, okay, this is Angela Rose Studios. Then the soap is from Little House on the Homestead. And that one is another cinnamon spice. Cannot wait to use this. So they had some really good extras. And then they had these little things from Fox and Pine. I guess you sew into stuff. I never really use these things, honestly. Maybe I'll start using it. It would be, especially in like a sweater that you don't know where the front and the back is, that you can't tell. This, I guess this would be good to tell you where the back is. But then you got this heavy thing on it. I don't know. Or maybe this goes on a hat. I think I'll see some people, they fold things on the hats, maybe. I don't know. So that was the extras from the yarn crate. All right. So I'm going to talk about Cozy Mysteries now. Now, I didn't think I got too much reading done personally because I had my son sick for over a week. We had Halloween. We had parent-teacher conferences, which was a nightmare because my oldest son's teacher quit. And the original teacher went into maternity leave. No one told me the teacher quit. So I found out the Monday before Halloween that we have parent-teacher conference at his school, and we gotta go there. No one said anything. Let me tell you, I was furious. I'm stalking the teacher assistant trying to find out when these meetings are. They finally said something. They didn't tell me if I got approved or not for the time I picked. I was going back and forth between the two schools like a lunatic. It was just a nightmare. At one point, I'm having a fight with security and the principal because they wouldn't let me in the school because the kids were still in the school. I'm like, this is when I have the meeting. I have to go to another school. Like, let me in. And then the teacher finally came out and she was yelling at them and they got me in. But it was just insane 2 to 3 weeks. That's all I got to say. And in fact, today, again, was a, what do you call it, parent... I don't remember what it's called. Basically, the parents go into the school and they just watch what's happening in the school. A parent awareness week or something like that. I don't know. But they didn't even give us any notice. At 3 o'clock yesterday, like, oh yeah, parents, come to the school and watch your kids. And we're like, what? So I don't work, so I was able to go. I know my friends' parents, they couldn't go because they're working. They can't get out of work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're telling them that they're supposed to be in the school and you had to come before 10:45 because they kick everyone out at 10:45. It's not a lot of time. So like we've been running around like lunatics the last 3 weeks. So I thought I did not read at all. I knew I was getting some knitting in, but then when I looked at my list, it was a lot of reading, which I'm excited about. because I'm behind in November. I'm definitely behind in November. I did read, I think, 6 books in October, but I thought I talked about them in the last podcast. So I'm very happy. I did get some reading in. I have a lot more, because I think my goal was 70 books for the whole year. And I think I'm at like 59 right now. So I needed to read at least 6 books for both months to get it. And I think I just finished one of the books, so that's how I went up to 59. But originally I think it was 12. So, yeah, that's what's happening. So the first book is Witch Upon a Star by Angela M. Sanders. It is the 4th one in a Witch Way library book, library mysteries. This one is a lot of fun, this series. I have enjoyed all 4 books. Basically, she moved to this really like awkward town, and she finds out she's a witch and she can talk to books. And she finds all the information from the books, and then she solves the mysteries. It's very cute. And in this one, her sister came to visit her, so she's trying to hide that she's a witch from the sister. And then the sister's kind of in a cult, in my opinion. It's like one of those guru people that has, if you do this, you will succeed. And she's trying to get into yoga and make a fancy yoga studio. So she joins this retreat, and she's saying, this woman is amazing. She's like perfect. She does everything right. And so then, of course, someone on the retreat dies, and they have to find out who the murderer is. So it was really cute read. I love how the books talk to her, and the library. I would love a library like this. It's an old mansion that she lives in, and she lives on the top floor, and all the books all day talk to her, which I think is awesome. So I definitely recommend this series. Now, unfortunately, the rest are not in books, so they're on my phone. This one, I'm trying to read a lot of books right now, because I did succeed in reading books up to what the Halloween book was. So October, I was reading all Halloween books. There's only one series, which is this series, that I did not catch up to and read the Halloween book. And a few of them was really cool, because it was like Halloween, then one other book, then you got the Christmas book in the series. So that works perfectly. So I'm trying to read, I read the Halloween book, now I'm reading the one in between, and then I'm going to read the Christmas one. This one I did not catch up to. So this is the Deputy Donuts. This is I'm going to say the 3rd one in the series. It's Jealous Field Donuts by Ginger Bolton. There you go. That's better. You can see the cover much better like that. So this series, she owns a donut shop. Her husband was a cop who was murdered on the field, and her father-in-law was a captain of the police force, and he retired, and he works with her to own the donut shop. It's a cute series. It was a little drawn out, this particular book, because at the ending, I don't want to give it away, but the murderer, like, I'm not going to tell you who the murderer is, but basically they're running through the woods through the whole thing. And then the murderer pretends, oh, no, I'm not doing anything. Then she goes and does something to them, and they tries to kill them. And then she ends up in trouble instead of them. And then she's like, oh, help me, help me, help me. And then they go help her. And then it goes all over again. And this happened like 3 or 4 times. I think it was like 100 pages left. And I'm like, we know who the murderer is. What are you going to write for 100 pages? This is why there was 100 pages. We kept going back and forth, back and forth. So this one was very drawn out. It's a cute series. I do enjoy it. This particular one got on my nerves a little bit because of that. A lot of the stuff was, this is my problem with Joanna Fluke a lot, which sucks. I think I kind of want to read another one. God help me with that one. But she always restates everything and then repeat. Every time someone comes in the room, we're going to repeat what we say. So this one I felt had a lot of Joanne Fluke influence in it, because we kept repeating ourselves. So that was annoying me a little bit. The story was good. She had the town 4th of July, and they crowned a king and queen, a duke and duchess. Sorry, again I'm like, and they and then one of them gets murdered, and then she's trying to find out who the murderer was, because they used her donuts to hide the rocket to kill the person when they were having the fireworks. So it made sense why she was trying to find the murderer. We still know some of the cozy mysteries, they don't make any sense, so that made sense. But just the repeating of everything drove me a little mad. The next one in the series, next one I read was Two Wicked Desserts by Lynn Cahoon. It is a kitchen witch mystery. trying to do this so you can see it without the light. Sometimes they get really blown out, the books. I do enjoy the series. It's not one of my favorites. It's one of those that I do want to continue reading, but I'm not going to be like, ooh, I have to read it right away when it comes out. It's cute. She has a catering hall, and there's like a secret passageway in the catering hall that the old school knew about. That was in past books. I think it's a little weird how they do these books too, because they have 1, then have 1.5, then 2, then 2.5. And those books are a little bit shorter. But then it's like, you're going to read those books. You're not going to not read those books. Obviously, information comes into the next one in the series. So why don't you just call that book 1, 2, 3 instead of 1.5, 2.5, you know? So I think I'm on book 2 finally. But again, this is like the 4th book in the series, possibly 5th book. Because I don't know if they started out with a 0.5 or they started out with book 1. I think they started out with 0.5. So this might be the 5th one in the series. And it's a cute series. The grandmother is a hoot. She is hysterical. And they're trying to hide that she's a witch. Like, some people know she's a witch, some people don't. And her ex-boyfriend's sister lives with her and knows she's a witch. And they get along, but her ex-boyfriend is a complete ass. So it's a good chemistry between the characters. The story was a little weak. I wasn't that crazy about it. In fact, I don't even remember the story too much with it. Oh, yeah. The cat in the book is holding the grandmother's ex-boyfriend. When he died, the spirit went into the familiar of the cat. So that he's living, and they're trying to free it. And then the daughter of his came, and they're trying not to tell her that the cat has the father in it, but she's causing all this trouble. And then someone ended up dead, and they want her to sell the house. And then because they wanted to sell the house, they were like saying, did he kill them? Or why is this person dead on my property? So they don't know. That was basically the story. It was not the strongest plots. Then this I read for the Cozy Mystery Book Club. A Haunting Village Mystery. This is the first of the series. If You've Got It Haunted, by Pressey. See, it's the stupid light. Maybe if I go like that. Yeah, I see it a little bit better. I don't know. But it was a cute series. It was a little odd to me, though, because of it was very heavy about vintage clothing. Like, she wouldn't wear any clothing other than pajamas that was not vintage, and she would discourage anyone that did. And she has a vintage clothing, and she was like so obsessed with it. She had to buy clothing that other people owned. I don't get vintage. I guess I get it if it's like a big designer, but everything you own is someone else's clothing. It just geezes me out a little bit. So this is like the dumpster diving I had in another one. I'm like, why would you go in someone's dumpster to get stuff? That's disgusting. So like this was just a little, like, she every minute was talking about it. And it was just, it got on my nerves a little bit. I would read more of the series. And it was cute because I liked the ghost a lot in it. She was awesome. She was an ex-famous, I don't even know what she was, really. They didn't really say. Like, I want to say she's not a designer, but she always had designer clothing. She was like a fashionista, maybe. And then she owned a lot of real estate. So she was famous because she owned in that area. She owned all this real estate, and she was murdered. And she basically, how it started out, she went to the selling of all her clothing, and she was trying to get clothing, and the ghost saw her, and she was like, this, like, don't touch my clothing. And then she was looking at, like, why are you crazy? And that's when the ghost was like, hey, you can see me. And then she started haunting her. I was glad the ghost did not disappear, so she is in further installments in this. I thought every book she just saw another ghost, and the ghost would attach themselves to her and then do it, like, make her solve the mystery. So I'm glad the ghost is still with her, because this ghost made the book. And it was a little annoying because the name of her book was called, the name of the store was called something Y'all. It's vintage Y'all. And every time she would say the store, she said it a lot. It was like, it's vintage Y'all. And I was just like, stop saying that. Just, like, it's annoying. Like, it's a cute name once or twice, but reading about 50 times in a book just got on my nerves. I don't know why. It was just one of those little nitpicky things for me. So I'm not really recommending that series, unless you like vintage clothing, then it was very heavy in it. She did have a neighbor, which was cool, that she was a witch, that she was pretending to be psychic and a witch, but she really has nothing. She's just into the occult stuff. So it's funny, like, she can't see the ghost, but her friend can see the ghost, and she's so jealous because she wants to see the ghost. So that was good, but not really one of my favorites. But this month's of the Cozy Mystery Club, I'm excited about. I'm gonna read that next week. You'll hear about my next podcast. It's Jen McKinley, A Sprinkle of Murder. Oh my god, I have been dying to read this. Is the only series of hers that I have not read, so I've been holding off because I knew eventually it was going to come up for the Cozy Mystery Club. And Angela does an amazing job with her club. I enjoy it so much, the live stream. It's the one thing I'm like, everyone leave me alone. I got 2 hours. I'm watching this. So I go every month. I join in. It's just so much fun talking to other Cozy Mystery lovers. I just love this live stream. So I'm excited about this one because I'm finally going to get to read the series. And I'm feeling I'm going to devour this one because I devoured the Hat Shop one. I think I'm on the last one in that series. If I didn't have to read all these other books, I would have finished it probably because she had such a great writer. Her and Krista Davis are my favorites. I recommend anything they write. It's amazing. And my last book is Death by 1,000 Sips. It's a witch's brew mystery by Gretchen Rue. Love, love, love this series. Like, the cover is beautiful. It's just so much fun. Oh, that is funny. I love that. The first book in the series, if you zoom in, is right there. I love when they do that. That's like a little chestnut right there. Oh, Easter eggs. I love it. But they have, basically she moves into town, and this is the second in the series again, and her aunt died, or is her grandmother? I want to say it's her aunt. And she passed away, and she inherited the tea shop / bookstore. And she goes to go buy the books to put into the bookstore. She goes to like an auction house, and they go and she buys a box of books from them. But of course someone gets murdered, and she gets drawn into having to solve this mystery. And then her assistant is a teenager, and then the parents are going through a divorce, and she inherits money when she turns 18. So the father's trying to get the money. So you had like 2 mysteries going on through the whole book. It was really well written. I love the idea of this series. Wait, am I talking about the right book now? Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Was that the right one? Oh, yeah, I think I might be talking about a different one now. I'm thinking about it. Let me just make sure. I know there's 2 series I read. They're very close because they both own tea shops, but this one has the bookshop. So I think I'm talking about the right thing. Don't laugh. Do not laugh at me. I'm not finding this description of this. This is the sad part. Oh, here we go. Book description. Yeah, I'm talking the right book. Okay. Oh, well, while I'm talking, I'm like, this sounds a lot like the other one I read, because they have a tea shop and they have tea on. No, wait, maybe is it? I think I'm putting the 2 of them together. Am I? I think I'm putting the 2 books together. I really am. Yeah, I am. Wait. Yeah, so okay, the state sale is that one. I'm right about that. Why do I keep All right, so there's another book series that I talked about last time that I read like right before this one. That's why I'm getting very confused. And they're both, again, I recommend this. This is Murder in a Cup by Lauren Elliot. This is what's happening here, people. It's a curious crystals and tea mystery. She's the one that has the assistant that the father came and trying to get the money. So that's Murder in a Cup. That is the crystals and curious tea mysteries. That's what's happening with that. That's why I'm getting confused, because they both own tea shops. And they that one has the really cool greenhouse on top where they went and she grows her own herbs and everything. This one has a tea house and she owns it by herself. She does not own it with the sister. The other one, she owns it with the sister. They're so close, these two series, and they're so well written. That's why I'm getting very confused. And this one, the aunt passed away, and she keeps finding all these little things that the aunt did. And she has to dry herbs like her aunt. So, again, the herbs, this is why I'm getting confused. So she has like an herb cellar in her basement. And she goes and she's learning to make the teas to bring, like the aunt would have like fortune tea, safety tea, and she'd give it to certain people, customers, the teas, and then she would, they would drink it and they would feel safe or something. That's where I'm getting confused with the two, because they're so close and they're so well written that I enjoy them so much. That's why I'm just getting, I think I've read them too close together. So they're kind of like melting into one series, because again, the first two in the series of both of them, the first book in both series, I was reading at the same exact time as well. And I just remembered when I read both series, I was like, oh, I love these two. I have to remember to get the next books in the series. And I remember, I think, I was having trouble keeping track of them because the concept behind the mysteries are so close to each other. This one is cute because she lives in a small town and everyone knows each other, and she's trying to get funding because she wants to open a cat adoption thing, and she's trying to get funding from the local board so she can get a cat funding thing. And then these people coming for an adoption with cats and everything, and I'm trying so hard to remember this because it's both stories are coming to my head. I gotta stop reading them so close together. But because the town is so tight niched that she goes from like store to store trying to find information about the murder. That's what this one is. And the other one is with the assistant. Yes, but she went to an auction to get books. I remember that. And I know the cop in this was really, really, he is adorable. I love the detective in this series. And I hope they get together. Even in the description, it's not telling you too much about the story. See, this is not helping me at all. Actually, this is a lot like the other one too, because it was an estate sale. So they both went to a state. Oh my God, I have 3 books I read right next to each other that's like the same thing. It's really weird. I did not realize that until this moment, because 2 went to a estate sale. Then the 2 other ones, they had the bookstore and this one has the tea shop. They both have the tea shop. The other one, Cup of Murder, right? Yeah, Cup of Murder. They have this dreamy guy that works in the pub. He was an ex-police officer. He's from Scotland. That one was really cute. And the grandmother was wonderful. She's from Scotland and she's like trying to teach her magic. This one, the aunt is dead and she's learning on her own how to do everything. So it's different, but then it's like close at the same time. Again, I recommend Witches Brew Mysteries and what's the other one? A Crystal and Curious Teas Mystery by Laura Elliot. I recommend these so much. They are such great books. I'll put that in the down bar too. That is just funny though that they were so close to each other. I got confused. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to end the podcast there. I am so sorry about the last, I'm going to say like 5 minutes trying to figure out between these two books, because that's just so fun. Has that ever happened to you, that you've read cozy mysteries and that some of them, there's little parts that are so close to each other that you get confused? I know they have a lot of bake shop mysteries, and that can get you a little confused, and the weird thing is, like, when you do cozy mysteries, you know, one's called a bake shop, one's called a magical bake shop, and they're all like the same, you know, they all run shops, but the characters are completely different. But this one, the premise behind them are really close to each other, that you're like, wait a second. But again, even though I got them confused, so well written, wonderful characters, wonderful plots. They're so good. I'm telling you, just read them. Just don't read them at the same time, because you will get confused, apparently. So, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I am so sorry about the confusion at the end of this episode. I wish I knew how to edit. I would delete that, because that was pretty bad. I got very, very confused. All right. And I hope you all have a wonderful week and weekend and a wonderful Thanksgiving. In fact, next week's Thanksgiving. I can't believe November is done. How insane is that? But have a wonderful holiday, everyone. Bye.